Make a wish to breathe on. Taste the dish. Enjoy the now. Catch a fish. With all hope. This is ours. This is ours.
庆祝一朵花开，开；庆祝满月的来，来；庆祝在云上上传一张自拍，拍；庆祝一场完美的爱，爱；庆祝蝴蝶又飞了起来，来；庆祝灯光又渐渐变暗，暗；庆祝我重新找回了幽默感，感；庆祝我把这无意无限感叹，叹。
Make a toss. Reach the sky. Have a lunch. Slice the pie. Sit on bench. Without mind. So what? If it's all lie.
庆祝生命的生，生；庆祝死亡的沉，沉；庆祝祥云飞腾，腾；庆祝脚边的坑，坑；庆祝枕边的夜灯，灯；庆祝星辰的变更，更；庆祝时间的永恒，恒；庆祝这还有庆祝无意义的人，人。
Моя голова котиться від посадки до посадки, як перекоти поле чи м'яч. Мої руки відірвані, проростуть фіалками навесні. Мої ноги розтягнуть собаки та коти. Моя кров вифарбує світ у новий червоний. Пантон, людська кров. Мої кістки втягнуться в землю, утворять каркас. Мій прострелений автомат заржавіє, бідненький. Мої змінні речі та екіпу передадуть новобранцям. Та скоріше б вже весна, щоб нарешті розквітнути фіалкою.
Here before us Ishnak arriving, after us simultaneous umbilicus Eru, new ancient Ishnak Midja, the house of the Dagda, power and Grania, the huge hailstorm there forming the 12 chief streams of Ireland, bonfire of Bhéal Tana, calling back summer, the hill of the healer, hill of Tuade, medicine given to Terrell Bicro, his belly giving birth, puking up Loch Enel and Loch Owl and Loch Iron, hill of the first fire lit by Mitha, demanding that this flame would kindle every chief fire of Ireland. St. Patrick's well, St. Bridget's well, echoing deeper strata, rag trees, no deities, camouflaging creatures, Vinlasa hidden to all, but gushing that secret spring, solitary 8 salmon swim, unscared of human hands, hill of Balor, first peoples, mysteries of mound makers, millennia story, memory, history merging, accumulating Canuck, reusing and reshaping, added to rewritten, respoken through generations. Crawling through her catstone, beckoning north, south, east and west, I'll number in every province meeting at that stone. Eru said to be buried there, her crossroad and threshold, Ishnak the navel, the middle, every layer the center, another world apple, a woman of the she offers, beguiling Conla, every bite never diminishing, perpetual feasting, land of no death, her invitation, hollow hill palatial Ishnak, sunset door to Magmel, the son of the sun, son of the plough, the son of Hazel, drowning Lord Lamphada on Ishnak, the king of harvest, near the loch of that hilltop, his grave Carnlogdag, Bhealtana Lunasa on Ishnak, the season there complete, era of Eru, traces irretrievable, ember eyes of ancestors, returning blossom cycles, Ishnak a stillness core deep, privilege not wanting to sleep, under Skriab Planishnik, so near each night shorter, quietude her magnitude, significance every step, resonating participating immemorial, trouble easy forgotten there, Ishnak long lifelong days, Ishnak Alyak, the place of the heart, Ankuiga Salar. Ding dai dee da dum da da dee da dee dai dum ding dai, ding dai dee da dum dum da dee da dee dai dum ding dai, ding dai dee da dum dum da dee dai dee da dum ding dai, ding dai dee da dum dum da ding dai dee da dum ding dai, ding dai dee da dum dum da ding dai dee da dum ding dai, ding dai dee do dum dum da ding dee dai dee do dum ding dai, ding dai dee do dum dum da ding dee dai dee do dum ding dai, ding dai dee do dum dum da ding dee dai dee do dum ding dai, ding dai dee do dum dum da dee day, dum dee day, ding day, dee do, dum dee day, dee day, dum dee day, ding day, dee do, dum dee day, dee do, dum dee day, ding day, dee do, dum dee day, dee do, dee dum dee day, dee do day, dee do, dum dee day, dee do day, dum dee day, dee day, dee do day, dum dee day, do dum day day, dee do dum dee day, dee do day, dee do dum dee day, dee do day, dum dee day, dee do day, dee do dum dee day, day day, dee do dum dee day, dee do day, dee do dum dee day, dee do day, dee do dum dee day, dee do day, dee do dum dee day, day day, dee do dum dee day. Trouble easy forgotten there, Ishnak, long lifelong days. Ishnak Alyak, the place of the hearth, and Kuwigasalar.
Place 2 fingers softly on the neck of the gunned-down Tasmanian emu. Offer pressure to the stalled heart of the Arabian ostrich. The heat from your open palm will resuscitate the collapsed lungs of the great auk. Blow your breath gently around the wingspan of the Laysan rail and the Carolina parakeet as they recall their former flight patterns. Cradle the Mauritius blue pigeon and the laughing owl, their open beaks now talking to the wind. Stroke the dodo's crushed forelimb, and she leaps to her perch. Listen as the Stevens Island wren is learning to sing to the stars, her epitaph of extinction now rewritten. Look up, the Marian white-eye and the Himalayan quail are beginning to molt, gently scraping against the top of the aviary. These resurrected birds dream of former skies, or of flying between branches to reach their ancient nests. endlessly suspended in this sanctuary. Lean in to hear the flap of wings, the whoosh of air, suddenly urgent between their feathers. Will the revived notes of their tenuous bird song somehow pacify the hunters, end the persistent wildfires, re-enchant our ravaged earth?
Fue una imagen que capturó mi atención. En sus ojos había nostalgia de las vidas que vivió y las que dejó escapar. Había amor el cual entregó incondicionalmente. Había sabiduría de esa que solo la vida te enseña. Había pureza la cual nunca perdió. Había 1000 detalles inexplicables. Ella estaba rodeada de seres juguetones con sueños. Los llamaba pequeñas alegrías. Ansiosos de escuchar las historias que la hicieron vibrar y aquellos sueños que la hicieron luchar, aquellas historias que la hicieron morir. Ella era una rosa de noble corazón, como toda rosa bella y silvestre.
Daddy, I don't know where the ladybirds got to, but it's somewhere in the house. Don't worry, I'll find it. Love you. Bye.
Industrial block milled to precision, dull metal, vertical, horizontal, Germanically, scientifically, artistically, autistically brilliant. The casual click, a flutter of shutter like twig under leaf, a whisper, a mutter, an icon in leather through sweat or sharp weather, still cool in the hand, cupped and protected, a peer of a product, fetishized and idolized, as clear as the glass through which light did pass, to precisely describe his reality. More like an uncle, less of a brother. The words never warm, we talked at each other, yet in red-lit understairs cupboard, getting high on the fix in the quiet of dark, most magnificent of tricks. He revealed how the outside can be spirited inside. Ladies and gentlemen, stand back from the curtain, be stunned and amazed by photography. In the street he held forth, set both eyes to the scene, for the stage of your view might be close-up of shoe or wide shot of shoppers, but all passing through, stepping out, coming in, through the hocus of focus. Now decide where to hold as the drama unfolds, and two eyes take the prize from a cyclops. That is how to take a picture. Here, countless years on, after capturing rectangles on a scale of lux candles, he's surrounded by gloom and boxes of moments he's stolen. And I don't see him now, so this phosphor backflash is a smudge of a shine, offset soft. There is an irony in the phrase, care home. His thoughts all abandoned and seemingly random, it appears that he couldn't care less. So he walks up the stairs, but the stare that he glares rests mostly on things out of sight, as if more is to gain from ignoring the frame, whilst he glimpses what sits on the edges. Through an 18mm lens, his perception now wends on a Devonshire lane flanked by hedges. She says his earthly gaze rides on a mare, away from the view we collectively share, and describes their latest day out. How he sat in the car, like a man captured in a metal box. First his shoes, then his socks he took off. With the door open wide and his wife at his side, she said, "Come on, let's go for a wander." But the box had him held, had him under its spell, and he couldn't decide what to do. His toes clenching tight so the knuckles went white, whilst his spirit was willing him on, petrified by the doubt. Should his feet venture out? Would his legs and his body still follow? They sat in the Clio with the sandwich and flask, whilst his wife kept it flowing with chitter and chat. Then he smiled and nodded off to the sound of the blades, sweeping the screen, wiping in evening's fade, scraping and squealing on dryness and drizzle. And she thought that she'd rather not do that again. Was there anything hopeful? Could loss be a gain? Then, once back in his bed with a cuppa, he said, "All these boxes of photos are lies I can't recognize. Why on earth did I take them? Let me lift up these bins, let me rustle and shake them in dense, defamatory, delusional, confusional, Monteverdi conducting, arms flailing, cab hailing, light failing, daftness." Now I do comprehend that beyond every frame is a subject just waiting. It can be frustrating until you refocus your eyes. Sure, there isn't a lens that can easily bend any light from a line to his curve.
I don't know what day it is. I can't tell you which day. It might be Tuesday. Let me think. Wednesday today.
And no picture is fact when the model is trapped in a mime to be seen but not heard. In the day room soon after, with biscuits and laughter, he whispered between cutlery clatter, "My first wife was called Laika. She was sexy, but cold, and would never have cherished me, now that I'm old. So it's all for the best, now my east has gone west."
He's on my left, I'm on his right.
propped up with pillows, symmetry. His phone in both hands, landscape and scrolling. The TV is lit and the movie keeps rolling.
Ring me on another Wednesday if you want. I would love you to ring me, but this is an old message if you're picking up any later. If you're in a different room, please listen to the message. Bye.
Ütle jah rõõmule. Ütle ei kurbusele. Ütle jah heale tujule. Ütle ei kroonilisele depressioonile. Ütle jah huvitavale elule. Ütle ei pidevalt pakitsevale ootusele, nagu midagi head on kohe tulemas, aga nagu ei tule. Ega tule. Ega tule. Enne käivad jaanipäev ja jõulud ja jaanipäev ja jõulud. Aga midagi, mis oleks teisiti. Kus ta on? Ütle jah tähendusrikkale karjäärile. Ütle ei töökohale, mis on nagu okei, aga pidevalt tuksub kahtlus, et vahetad suurema osa oma eluenergiast pidevalt langeva tahte ja üsna väikese raha vastu. Aga samas kardad midagi muuta, sest äkki järgmine koht on veel hullem ja pole isegi puuvilja teisipäeva. Ütle jah seiklustele. Ütle ei lõputule mugavuse vajadusele, nii et kujutad juba praegu ette, et surivoodil pikutades kahetsed kõige rohkem seda, et ei ostnud paremat madratsit. Ütle jah õnnele. Ütle ei kurbusele. Ära mõtle. Lihtsalt ütle.
Crossing over Barrack Street. Young fellas have no idea, slouching under sprouting cracks, single file, squeezing between wheelie bins on narrow paths and traffic. Young fellas don't know how Mrs. Dunn would be arriving home 50 years ago. Inserting her key, a ringed hand settling on that door there, its silver number 3 clouded over. Young fellas now can't know how the net curtain inside that rancid mouth of window was bright white back then. No peeling plaster, no ulcer on the gum. Her curtains shone, washed the first Friday of every month after Mass. Mrs. Dunn, always up for further penance. And they never turn these days when they pass, as young fellas did back then, never soften their faces to say, "All right, Mrs. Dunn," or whatever was sung on these Cork hills back in 1972. Young fellas now don't hear her asking after mothers, aunts, her back bent low from years of in and out and all that raring. No, boys slouching up hills to God knows what are sold a stock. That this city doesn't care for them, and every stone heart-sick with love for them.
00:00，一个长得像钱鼠的女人躲在暗房里偷饮一杯羹。放弃不爱的两个人伫立在街头，想着想着要去哪里分。关在33层楼高的摩天轮里的狗有333公升。家徒四壁，危机四伏，四大皆空，与他无缘无分。他用0.55555公分的支针戳痛了夜的恨。66个油脂小人在我的胃里嬉戏狂奔。他捂着7滴脂肪，把蜜苹果往井里扔。和王八没有血缘关系的蛋最适合出生。熄掉9分钟的灯，然后把自己清蒸。
We wisten het niet. We hadden een vermoeden. Er kwam een onrust over ons, een onbepaalde onrust. We vlogen op, zonder te weten waarom we opvlogen, waarheen te vliegen en landden weer op dezelfde plek waar we van opvlogen. Steeds weer van en terug naar dezelfde plek in het gras. We wisten het niet. We hadden een vermoeden, voelden dat er iets zou gaan gebeuren, wisten alleen niet uit welke richting het zou kunnen komen. Dat er iets zou gaan gebeuren, dat was duidelijk. Zo duidelijk als de aarde donkere lucht boven zee. Wind kwam op. Een verraderlijke wind droeg het in zich mee, tilde ons onverhoeds op, dreef ons weg. We wisten niet waarheen. We landden op een met algen bedekte pier. Er kwam een onrust over ons, een onbepaalde onrust. We vlogen terug, vlogen naar het grasveld. Waar anders moesten we heen? We komen er elke dag. Auto's rijden langs, parkeren, rijden weer weg. Nieuwe parkeren, als elke dag. Mensen stappen uit, wandelen langs het water of zo. Elke dag parkeren er auto's. Die dag een rode auto. Een man stapte uit, een man in het groen. Hij stapte uit en keek rond, leunde dan met zijn rug tegen de auto. Zo bleef hij staan. We wisten het niet. We hadden een vermoeden, voelden dat er iets zou gaan gebeuren. We bleven waar we waren. Paradeerden heen en weer, maakten elkaar het hof, aten wat. De man deed de deur van de auto open. Hij haalde iets uit de auto. Wat stel je je daarvoor als iemand iets uit een auto haalt? Je stelt je voor dat het iets te eten is. Brood, dat doen mensen nou eenmaal. Vogels voeren met brood, oud brood of een boterham die ze niet meer lusten. Soms gooit er iemand iets naar ons of rennen kinderen achter ons aan, jagen ons op. Wat kinderen gewoon doen. In het ergste geval gooit iemand een stok naar ons of een steen of zo. Dat soort dingen stelt men zich voor, of wat weet ik. Wat anders zou je je moeten voorstellen. De man haalt iets uit de auto, iets wat we niet kenden. Er kwam een onrust over ons, een onbepaalde onrust. Wat er zou gebeuren, wisten we niet. Hoe moet je zoiets weten? Hoe moet je zoiets raden? We zijn vogels, we vlogen op.
Glass cases you'll see, the scarifier, the fleam, the jar of leeches. Note the self-trepanation gadgets, the lead needle with bent tips, pig rib toothbrushes invented by a prisoner. The globes of liquid in the front window were dyed to war. Red for epidemics, yellow for yellow fever. Imagine the smell with no sewer system. Wigs held on with lard, tar-covered bonfires, cannon shots for the miasma, the spirits afflicting the city. And the red and white stripes on the barber poles. Bloody rags. Barbers were the ones to lance and amputate. 8th century Baghdad had pharmacies. The native people here had herbal cures and ceremonies. But the first licensed pharmacy in the US was right here. Opened in 1816 by Dr. Louis Joseph Duffield. Customers sat at that soda fountain and had cocaine in their soda. Coke. Or maybe a 7-Up. Lithium takes the ouch out of grouch. Mercury? For raging syphilis. A night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury. And don't forget the tonsil guillotine, with its little tonsil bucket made it nice and quick. Over here, the opium tampons. Ladies always sigh when I get to those. Belladonna plaster, Godfrey's cordial, laudanum and treacle for the baby. Just like now, people came from far and wide. Some visiting, some in town, you know, on business. Around the corner where the Omni Hotel is now, slaves were bought at the biggest auction in the South. But you want to see more. The blister beetle and ferrets. You may know this as Spanish fly. The compounding station, beyond the curtain, was hidden to increase the mystery of our good doctor. Some say he even learned a thing or two from the voodoo priestess next door. Ladies wanted potions too. Love potion number 9, draw him closer. The essence of bend over. And the wealthy had their special ways. They liked their pills coated in chocolate or precious metals. So they took their strychnine and liver pills again and again, in gold balls tracing each intestinal canyon. And white women liked to be a tinge blue. A little salve of Nux Vomigus on the diaphragm, all the rage, or they powdered their skin with the dust of the morpho butterfly, painted veins on their faces for that paler, consumptive look. And that stairwell over there, might that have led to experiments conducted on enslaved bodies? Sit down if you feel faint. Some say they hear the muffled screams through the thick wood. That's not the tour you signed up for.
I remember reading a story once, set in Victorian England, about a gentleman whose young wife, in an unexplained miracle of the very worst kind, gradually turned into a fox. And here you are, sitting in our kitchen at 1:45 in the morning, dressed in someone else's coat, smelling of neglect and nights without the comfort of sleep. Are you well? Such a useless question, when thirst is slowly unraveling summer from your skin, your hair, your eyes, from the corners of your mouth. We offer you the couch, but you are racing across fields, winter's cold breath pounding in your ears.
Crossing over Barrack Street. Young fellas have no idea, slouching under sprouting cracks, single file, squeezing between wheelie bins on narrow paths and traffic. Young fellas don't know how Mrs. Dunn would be arriving home 50 years ago, inserting her key, a ringed hand settling on that door there, its silver number 3 clouded over. Young fellas now can't know how the net curtain inside that rancid mouth of window was bright white back then. No peeling plaster, no ulcer on the gum. Her curtains shone, washed the first Friday of every month after Mass. Mrs. Dunn, always up for further penance. And they never turn these days when they pass, as young fellas did back then, never soften their faces to say, "All right, Mrs. Dunn," or whatever was sung on these Cork hills back in 1972. Young fellas now don't hear her asking after mothers, aunts, her back bent low from years of in and out and all that raring. No, boys slouching up hills to God knows what are sold a stock. That this city doesn't care for them, and every stone heart-sick with love for them.
What is home? It is the shade of trees on my way to school before they were uprooted. It is my grandparents' black and white wedding photo before the walls crumbled. It is my uncle's prayer rug where dozens of ants slept on wintry nights before it was looted and put in a museum. It is the oven my mother used to bake bread and roast chicken before a bomb reduced our house to ashes. It is the cafe where I watched football matches and played. My child stops me. Can a 4-letter word hold all of these?
Masab Abu Toha's detention sparked global outcry from the literary community and beyond. His work has appeared in The New Yorker, The Atlantic, The Progressive, and other publications. He founded the Edward Said Library in Gaza. His first book of poetry, Things You May Find Hidden in My Ear, won the American Book Award and was a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award. The poetry collection was published by City Lights Books. On Sunday, Masab Abu Toha managed to leave Gaza with his wife and 3 children through the Rafah border.
Thank you so much for having me. So what is going on right now in Gaza is really unprecedented. I can't think of another case in history where everything is taking place live and the world leaders are supporting Israel with whatever they can. I mean, I don't know what makes this world powerless in front of Israel.
My name is Mus'ab Abu Toha. I'm a Palestinian poet from Gaza. I'm also a teacher of English, and I'm also a father of 3 children. I'm a father, a son, and a brother, and a neighbor to many nice people in Gaza. I returned to Gaza from the United States on September 27th, 10 days before the current genocide. I came back to Gaza and then I submitted a request to continue my work as a teacher at UNRWA. I went to work for 3 days and then was October 7th. When October 7th happened, I was at home with my wife and kids. I was getting ready to go to school. My children also were getting ready to go to school. And then we saw some rockets flying into Israel. So the first thing I did as a father and as a son is to go and buy some bread and some necessary things like frying oil, like sugar, like meat. I knew that we will face some difficult days during which we would not find what we need. 5 days later, Israel dropped some leaflets ordering the people there to evacuate. So we evacuated our house in Beit Lahia and we headed to the Jabali refugee camp. So we stayed there for about 4 hours before an Israeli airstrike killed 30 people just 70 meters away from where we were staying. That was the most horrible attack that I witnessed in my life. A few days later, Israel bombed our house in Beit Lahia. So my father used to go to our house to feed the chicken, the rabbits, the ducks, and the pigeons. So one day while he was on his way to feed and put some water for these birds and animals, he didn't find our house. So in my house there was my personal library, my new clothes that I got with me from America. Everything was lost. So there was no house for us to return to, even after this genocide ends. In Gaza, a family would be displaced, not only for one time. We left our house in Beit Lahia, went to an apartment in the Jabal refugee camp, and then after the airstrikes intensified, we had to go to an UNRWA school in the refugee camp. And then when we got our names listed to depart Gaza through the Rafah border crossing, my youngest child is an American citizen, so we got our names on the list. That was November 4th. We tried many times to go to Rafah, to leave Gaza. I mean, me and my 3 children and my wife. But it was a dangerous path to reach Rafah because Israel was on the main street connecting North Gaza and South Gaza. On November 19th, I started my journey with my wife and kids and tried to go to Rafah. But there was an Israeli checkpoint and there were a lot of soldiers pointing their guns at the people trying to cross from North Gaza to South Gaza. They were picking people from the street. So I thought about taking my son and our passports, including the American passport. I thought that I would take my son and the passport and go to them and talk to them. Well, our names are on the list. And this list, by the way, is approved by the Israeli army. So they know that Mus'ab and his children and wife are going to Rafah and then to America. That was the plan. But then when I approached them, he shouted at me, he said, put the boy down and your bags and don't come to us, just join the other line. And that's what I did. I just dropped my son and my bags and kept our passports in the hope that I would show them the passports later. But that was not what happened. They took us 2 by 2. They undressed us, even of our boxer shorts. We were naked in front of 3 Israeli soldiers. I was handcuffed and I was blindfolded. So they put us down on our knees and then they started to kick us in our stomachs and also in our faces. And after about 5 hours, I found myself in a detention camp inside Israel. I didn't know I was inside Israel. So they were taking us around, kicking us and beating us and insulting us without us knowing where we were taken. I even did not know whether my wife and children were safe because I was separated from them. We love what we have, no matter how little. Because if we don't, everything will be gone. If we don't, we will no longer exist, since there will be nothing here for us. What's here is something that we are still building. It's something we cannot yet see, because we are part of it. Someday soon, this building will stand on its own, while we will be the trees that protect it from the fierce wind. The trees that will give shade to children sleeping inside or playing on swings.